You guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time. My name is Unrealness, and unfortunately today's story is pretty dark and disgusting. Have you guys ever read a story that was just so depraved that you had to drink? Like you felt like you needed to drink? Like you felt like it was a requirement to get some alcohol in your blood system to be able to handle whatever the hell it is you just read? Well, that is how I feel about today's story, so cheers. Believe me, this glass of wine will be finished by the time I'm done recording this video. So I hope you guys are ready for this. And this story comes to us from the New York Post. 14-year-old sexually assaulted while visiting grandparents at family-friendly nudist colony. In what world does a 14-year-old in a family-friendly nudist colony ever happen? I mean, when has that ever been deemed okay? And more importantly, in general, how do you determine what is a family-friendly nudist colony? A Wisconsin man allegedly molested a 14-year-old family friend while she was visiting her grandparents at a family-friendly nudist club in Minnesota over the summer. Stephen H. Wicklund, 69, was charged Thursday with third-degree criminal sexual conduct in connection to the sickening crime, according to a criminal complaint obtained by the Star Tribune. The alleged pervert is accused of taking advantage of the teenager during her July visit to the Oakwood Club, which bills itself as non-sexual and family-friendly nudist colony. You see, this just gets more and more confusing to me. How can you deem something to be non-sexual and nudist? How do these things go together? I just seriously cannot rack my brain around this entire mindset that's happening here. The 14-year-old girl had been visiting the nudist club with her grandparents and described Wicklund as a family friend, she told authorities. She and Wicklund, both nude, were sitting inside the club when he allegedly began R-wording her and forcing her to touch his. He told her it was fine and normal, but they were sexually touching her, according to the documents. When the teenager told him to stop, Wicklund allegedly grabbed her hand and forced her to touch him. The Wisconsin man is accused of continuing to harass his victim even in the months after the trip ended by sending her a string of explicit text messages, including requests for images of her and her friends. Quote, "Have you been masturbating or having sex with your girlfriends?" one of the deranged messages reportedly said. Wicklund was ultimately busted in November after the teenager's mother found the series of demented demands and reported Wicklund to the police, the criminal complaint states. The teenager admitted to her mom that she was sexually assaulted during the trip to the nudist colony. Wicklund was charged by summons and expected to appear in court on January 12th. If convicted, he faces up to 15 years in prison and a $30,000 fine. Which I'm going to be blunt right now. 15 years in prison is just not enough. It's not even close. I don't even care about the money so much. This man should rot in prison until he dies. And I mean guaranteed dies. The amount of potential mental damage that this man has committed to this girl is, I would have to imagine, unparalleled. Is that necessarily true? I'm not sure, but I'm going to imagine in my own head, which is a terrible place to be, that I would feel like I was never clean. A 69-year-old man doing this to a 14-year-old girl. There is no other way to cut it but disgusting as it can get. There is not a cold enough, damp enough, dark enough cell for disgusting human beings like this. And I know he's 69 years old and he might not make it through the 15 years, but that is not the point. The point is doing something like this to a young woman has a lasting effect, a very negative lasting effect. Where he might survive 15 years, she'll have to live with this for the rest of her life. I just hope that this young woman has the mental fortitude, the strength to get through this unscathed. But realistically, probably not going to happen. She's probably going to suffer at least one way or another. Here is a good rule of thumb for you guys. If a nudist colony claims to be family friendly or non-sexual, you need to stay the hell away from these things. That is insane to even combine any of those words together. I don't even have a question for you guys today, other than I want to know what you're thinking in those comments down below. And yes, I definitely did finish my drink before the end of this video. But as always, you guys, do not forget to hit that like or that dislike button. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you will hopefully get notified every time I post a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.